Those goals that you've set that just feels unachievable, they're so out there, or they're BHAG goals, big, hairy, audacious goals that you haven't really told anybody just in case you never achieve them. Well, today I want to talk about those goals. And no matter what the goal actually is, we're going to talk about your first step to make progress towards actually achieving those goals. So let's do this. Welcome back to another episode of Your Money, Your Life podcast. I'm so excited that you're here today. Today, we're talking about those goals that you want to achieve, but it just they feel so out there. Like, I don't know, like they're your secret financial goals that we never really talk about, right? So, all millionaires or anyone, billionaires, anyone even that has like a seven-figure net worth, they all have to begin with the first step. Okay. And so what is the first step, right? I'm sure that's what you're asking me. But no matter what the goal actually is, because there can be such a wide variety of things that you're working towards. Maybe it's, doing something and creating an impact. It's a foundation you want to start. It's schools that you want to build. It's foster children that you want to impact. For me, it's the NICU families that I want to be able to support. It could be something else. It could be like vacation homes. It could be buying your own, you can be buying your own island, which, I kind of would like the idea of, sometimes things just kind of get crazy and you're like, let me just get away. You like owned an island, like maybe you can own with some friends, like some people that you're like close with, get an island, those type of crazy goals that you can do. And you can buy islands, by the way. There's so many different things out there. Maybe it's this rare car or cars, plural. I'm sure there's tons of, classic cars that my husband would love to own, for example. And that's just, not my thing. I prefer the new cars, right? But no matter what that goal is, what is your first step? Some are going to say that it's to plan. Some are going to say that, find a mentor, find a coach, find somebody who's done it already and learn from them. Someone's going to say that tell everybody, make a post, announce it so that those doors can open. Because if nobody knows that you're working towards those things, then like those doors aren't going to open automatically for you. And, they're not wrong. All three of those things are very valid. They're all going to be super beneficial. We're going to talk in a minute about like why that's so important. But in reality, that's not really getting us in action. So what is the first step that you can do? What is something that you can do today that's directly related to those goals? Okay. So maybe it's this big purchase you want to make. Maybe it's this impact that you want to create. This big purchase that you want to make, or this charity or charitable organization or impact that you want to leave, those things. What's the first step that you really can take to move forward? All of those things, you have to have the funds there, right? We're going to talk about the power of giving and being able to, give your time. But you know what? Our time is limited. So imagine how much more leverage you're going to be able to be when you've created that organization that gives back in the way that is important to you, that feels special to you, something that's important to your heart. But in order to achieve these secret goals that you have, we have to take that first step. Okay. And the first step is to get an action, and an action that is going to actually move you forward. It can be something small. One of my first actions was towards the fund that I want to have to support NICU families, was opening an account and putting like $25 in it. Now, it wasn't even an account that's something that I could commit to adding on a regular basis. But I made that step because I knew I was going to need those funds to do that. We had to have the funds there to be able to one day down the road establish the organization and do those things that we wanted to do. But I had to have the funds there. And they had to be designated somewhere that we can see it. So the action step It might be small, but the action step that I want you to take is I want you to do the same thing. Put aside the money. You can pull out the money and put it in cash and put it in a safe labeled with that organization that you want to give to, whatever that be, whatever you want to do. If it's something you want to buy, if it's something you want to purchase, if it's towards your island, whatever you're going to call it, if it's towards a yacht, if it's towards the charitable contribution, whatever it might be for you, but label it. And if you don't want to put it in a cash in an envelope, if you know you're going to touch it, one of those things. For myself, you probably, if you've been around with me for a little bit, you know I love Discover. Yes, the credit card company has a bank attached to them as well. You can have like as many savings accounts. Really, I haven't heard of a limit. Okay, and I've got like 10 to 12, something like that. I don't know. I lost track, but you can have a savings account. They have the minimum that you have to open the account. But after that, there is not monthly fees, and they do actually kind of pay you interest on it. It's not going to be a lot, but it's definitely way more interest than I earn at any other bank. Like I actually get a statement from them because of the interest that we earn, that we have to submit with our taxes. But making the action step and moving forward, doing something tangible. Okay. That's the key here. It needs to be tangible. Now, there are something that Nick and Megan Unsworth from the Life on Fire movement, they call it guaranteed growth goals. Okay. And what a guaranteed growth goal is kind of one of the other three things that we talked about. Okay. It would be like to make a plan or to hire a coach or to tell the world, but they're goals that force you to move forward. Okay. So if you were to set up like an automatic payment transfer to automatically add to that, kind of forces you to figure out where the money is going to come from to add towards that secret financial goal that you're working towards, right? But setting something, let's say you were going to run a marathon, you wanted to run a marathon, and instead of trying to figure out like breaking it down, okay, I need to train, I need to run this far this day, this far this day, this far this day. Kind of in the middle of planning things out myself because we are expecting and all the things that I need to get done before, or that I want to get done, we'll say, before the baby arrives. It's like planning things out like that. We're not actually getting into momentum. But if you go and sign up for the marathon, or if you sign up for the 5K that you're going to run to help you prepare for the marathon, there's your first step. And you're working on growing, actually taking action on the things that matter. Yes, we need a plan. Yes, we need to break things down. But oftentimes for these big, we're calling them secret financial goals. So let's stick with that. These secret financial goals, it just feels so out of reach. Even if you work through the process that we've talked about before, and I'll link to it where we break down like step by step on like what we need to work on. And then what needs to be our priority next, and what needs to be the priority next. Okay. So, like the 12-week year, we have our one goal and we break it down into the 12 weeks. It's the same type process, but often when we find something that's this big, it doesn't feel realistic to break it down like that. Okay. And the purpose of you creating the tangible action step first is to create a pattern of consistency and a consistent behavior. Okay. Because otherwise this just kind of becomes a season, or, like, oh yeah, I tried one of those things before. I tried to do that before. It just wasn't for me. It just didn't work out. The problem that we see with that is often a mindset issue, because if you can take the first step, we know that we're making progress. But our subconscious mind, and we're going to talk all about this inside the Money Mindset Makeover Blueprint. If you're not like set up for that, if you're not on the wait list, like just go join the wait list. I'm going to give you a super special bonus, and you're going to be the first to know when this course goes live. And I'm so excited for this, because this invisible force that comes up, if you can just get past that, these secret financial goals can become realities. But the problem is we set this intention, we want to do this, and our subconscious mind is designed to protect us, right? So we all created money stories somewhere along the way, or things feel different. And since our subconscious mind is designed to protect us, when we try and do something that's out of the norm, because you think like, caveman days, we're trying to stay alive, right? If you're trying to do something that's that crazy, that doesn't feel safe, right? So it's like alert, alert, alert. We do not want to do this. Do not go further. Don't proceed. Let's come up with something to stop them. Okay. How can we stop her? How can we stop her from moving forward? And we don't even realize this conversation is going on. That's the craziest part. Okay. I'm sure we've all had things that like we've been doing, you build this consistency muscle, and then all of a sudden you just kind of quit doing it. You're looking back and you're like, I don't even know why. Like, why did this happen? It doesn't even make logical sense because we're not operating out of the logical standpoint. So you need to take that first tangible step. Yes. But then you need to find somebody who's done it. You need to find that resource. You can tell somebody, have that group to be able to help you work through your mindset obstacles. Somebody who understands what this is like, somebody who can help you see what this is going on, so it doesn't become just one of those things you've tried. I know that you can create unstoppable finances. I know that you're destined for success. And I know you know it too. We just need to do the work together so that you can actually achieve it. So your challenge for today, I want to know what your first step is. What is that tangible first step? For most everybody, I think realistically, it can be starting that fund. If it's not already done, if you have the fund, maybe add to it, but start that tangible step. And we need to set that specific designation for it. Okay. It can't just be like in some random savings account. This needs to be an account specifically for your secret financial goal. So I'm not asking you to share your secret financial goal, but if you want to, I'd love to hear it. But I do want you to send me a message on Instagram and let me know what your first step is. And if you've completed it already, that is it for today. And we'll see you next week for another episode of the Your Money, Your Life podcast. Bye for now.